Before this movie got delayed, I was already planning on going to see the movie in theaters and going to put out a review for it, like I am now. But then, I thought that it was never going to happen, because it was announced that the movie would not be coming to theaters, but instead it would be coming to, what's it called, VOD or something, and it wasn't even going to come out until next year, in 2021. But then, they announced that it was going to come to Netflix. Because they were like, fuck it, let's just bring it to Netflix. Let's not just wait till next year. Let's try to get this movie out this year by bringing it to Netflix. So yeah, thanks to Netflix, I'm able to review this movie. Yay! Thanks, Netflix. Hey guys, welcome back to the Grand One channel, and welcome back to our movie series where we review movies that we just go back from seeing, you suggest, or short films of ours. And today, this is... well, it's pretty much not a movie that I got back from seeing, pretty much. It's not a movie that any of you suggested, and it's definitely not a short films of ours, so, This movie is the second sequel in this franchise that is now a trilogy now. It is, of course, based off the TV show that has been going on since 1999. It's been going on for such a long time. Children have grown up this movie. Adults seem to still love this show. Everybody loves this show. It's so, like, popular and beloved. It's just everyone loves the show. And it's a pretty anticipated movie. And the movie is the SpongeBob movie, Sponge on the Run. Yes, guys, finally, the third SpongeBob movie has finally been released. On Netflix, not in theaters, because due to COVID-19 pretty much messing everything up, it had to be released on Netflix instead. And for people who do have a Netflix account, that's great, that's awesome. I get to watch the SpongeBob movie on Netflix. Cool, awesome. And for people who are really looking forward to watching the new SpongeBob movie on the biggest screen ever, then I'm very sorry. But for this review, this will just be a minor spoiler review. There will be times where I will get into spoilers, times where I'll just not. I'll call this a minor spoiler review. So, minor spoiler reviews. This is a minor spoiler review. That's what I'll call it. So, yeah. But first and foremost for the review, what did I think of the SpongeBob movie, Sponge on the Run? I guess I will say it's probably the weakest SpongeBob movie out of the three. Out of the two or whatever, out of the first original SpongeBob SquarePants movie and Sponge Out of Water, to my opinion, I think it's probably the weakest. But overall, it's not that bad. It's actually a pretty decently good SpongeBob movie. It's just another fun, dumb adventure movie. We go on with SpongeBob and Patrick as they go to try to find Gary, who is SpongeBob's pet snail. Because he's been apparently according to the trailers and the movie itself, that he's been snail napped or some shit. I don't know. So it's just another dumb, fun adventure. That's what this movie is, and that's really it. And it does have a lot of heartfelt moments, especially during the third act. But yeah. So before we get into what I don't really like about the movie, guys, let's get into the positives. To my opinion, I really do like the opening of the movie where we just get to meet all of our old characters again, like SpongeBob, Patrick, Mr. Krabs, Sandy, Squidward. We get to meet all of the classic original SpongeBob characters again. And yeah, it really did feel like classic SpongeBob to me. It was just a lot of fun to see those characters again. And yeah, it was just, like I said, a lot of fun to see the good old SpongeBob characters again. But if I had to be honest, there are a few comedy and a bit of the jokes and comedy just felt a lot like the newer seasons of the SpongeBob show, like the newer seasons that we're getting nowadays. It just kind of takes some of those jokes that the newer seasons kind of uses and just pastes it onto Sponge on the Run, unfortunately. But I'll get into more of that into the issues, I guess. But yeah, the opening scene, there are a lot of stuff in it that felt like just true SpongeBob. Like, for example, SpongeBob and Patrick shouting out good morning to each other, like out loud, and annoying Squidward to death. Like, that just felt like true SpongeBob.
Good morning, Patrick!
Good morning, SpongeBob!
Good morning, Patrick!
But either way, guys, the opening scene was pretty nice. I really did like it. The animation in this movie. Now, when I saw the first trailer for this movie that came out like last year, I thought the animation looked really off. Some of the character designs, like Sandy, her eyes looking so wide and shit, just looks so creepy. And the way the characters like were talking, with the eyes being so wide, it just looks so off. And I was like, I'm not a big fan of this animation on the characters, and I just don't know. I just don't know if I'm really gonna be into this like animation, watching this on the big screen. But getting to watch this on Netflix on a smaller screen, and just I have realized that the animation actually doesn't look too bad. It's not like not like Pixar's animation that we get nowadays, where it literally looks like real life. It looks like where we are right now. That's what it feels like. I'm not saying that they're bad, but I'm just saying like that's SpongeBob on the Run didn't really want to try to go with that. It tried to go do its own thing and just try to feel more like animation, not like something like that. Like it's just real life. It just tried to do its own animation, and I do appreciate that. I really don't mind the animation. I did get used to it, and yeah, overall, I'll say the animation, it's good. It's really good. The animation is good. That's just my opinion. Oh god. The third act, guys. The final moments of SpongeBob on the Run. Holy god. Holy balls. What a very heartfelt last few minutes of the movie. Like, a lot of things were going on. I will get into spoilers now. The whole thing going on with SpongeBob is like it looks like he's going to be going to jail or something. I don't fully remember. And then like everyone, Squidward, Sandy, Plankton, Mr. Krabs, they all come in and they try to help him, and they try to get him out of this situation, to try to save him and try to explain of how SpongeBob is a good guy, but in such a more heartfelt way, because they're literally explaining like how they first met SpongeBob. Everyone, all the characters, all the iconic characters, telling how they met SpongeBob and how important he is. And that's what I like about the third act and the final moments of the movie. It's trying to show how SpongeBob is like, he's not just some dumb, annoying, kid-friendly character. Like, they're trying to show that he's like a lot more important than you think. Like, kids have grown up with this character. He's so much more important than you think. It's just, they try to show how important SpongeBob really is, instead of him just being this annoying prick. So that's what I really like about it. And it actually really was a heartfelt ending about them trying to just show that he's a great, like, SpongeBob is great. He's awesome. And I really liked it. It was such a heartfelt ending, and I loved the third act of the movie. I thought it was, like I said 100 times, very, very heartfelt, and I liked it. I really liked it. I liked how they just try to make SpongeBob a really important character, and try to just show him how important he is to not only the characters themselves, Mr. Krabs, Squidward, and everyone. Even Squidward, like he hates SpongeBob, and they try to show how he's like more important to SpongeBob than you think. But not only to those characters, but to us, the audience, the people who have grown up with this character for how many years? Like 21 years, and it's great. I love that they did that. I love that. I love the third act. It's awesome. But either way, guys, that's probably all I'm gonna go with my positives of the movie. I know you're probably thinking I didn't go with too much, but there are actually a bit of issues that I do have a bit of issues with this movie that I really want to get into. So anyway, guys, the opening of the movie is really good. It's nice to see our old characters just come back and just see them all again in this beautiful animation. The animation looks really good. I like that they did its own thing, and it's cool. The third act, the ending, the final stuff going on the movie was so heartfelt, and I really, really liked it. But either way, guys, it's time to get into the issues. Like I said before about how this movie kind of just grabs the same type of comedy that the newer seasons of SpongeBob uses. Well, I don't know, just a bit of, I was never a big fan of the type of comedy they went with for the newer seasons. That's why I kind of just lost interest of it. And this movie kind of takes that, and it's just like using it all over again. I don't know, of course I wouldn't say that it always uses it, but it's just most of the time it does, and it's kind of irritating. And, there's a lot of things that SpongeBob and Patrick say to each other that doesn't really feel like they would say. They're making like references to like movies and stuff that happens like every single animated movie, which I kind of like because it actually is kind of true. But either way, it doesn't feel like something SpongeBob and Patrick would say, which is a little bit irritating. But yeah, guys, the comedy just it feels a little too much like the newer seasons, and I was hoping for a little bit more of that old type of comedy they went with the first three couple of seasons. So yeah, a bit of a bummer, but oh well. There's a scene that takes place in like a western type area where they meet this guy, this person, this thing, played by Keanu Reeves. What the hell? Why Keanu Reeves? But either way, it's just thing that's made out of sage and is a sage. And yeah, so Keanu Reeves is in this movie, and it's pretty random, but just fuck it, I guess. And there's a bit of a dance sequence going on, and like just 2020 type music playing in the background. You got Snoop Dogg coming in here, and a lot of random shit going on. And SpongeBob and Patrick just down. I'm not saying that the songs were playing were bad. It's just that it was just kind of odd. So SpongeBob and Patrick just dancing over it. And I was just like, okay, alright, Snoop Dogg's in here, and you got this dancing sequence that's just happening, and it's just, I don't know, I guess I just wasn't the greatest fan. I just thought the scene was a little odd. And I guess I was just one of those people who wasn't a big fan of the scene. I'm sorry, but I don't know, just didn't really feel much out of it. But yeah, so the Western scene, not a big fan of. I just thought it was really strange and odd, and I was just like, that was just... Alrighty, well, that happened. But yeah, about the whole origin thing, about how every character, Sandy, Squidward, Mr. Krabs, show their side of the story about how important SpongeBob is and how they all met SpongeBob. Most of the characters, like Patrick, Sandy, and a few others, and Gary, the way they all met was just at this one camp. I thought it was a little off that they all just met at this one camp. I would have been a little bit. If they're gonna meet at a camp, that's fine. I just think that some of them should have met at different areas and different times and stuff. It just felt like they just met at this exact camp, and they're like, we just all met at this one camp. I don't know, I just thought that was a little off. That's just to me, at least. I just thought, and most of them all, Patrick, Gary, Sandy, all of them, three people that you just met at this one camp. I feel like SpongeBob could have made friends ages ago, but I guess at this time he just made friends at this one camp. But yeah, guys, I thought that was a little off, and to be honest, that's most of the issues that I have with this movie. I probably do have more issues with the movie, but I can't really think of anything. I tried thinking of stuff I don't really like about the movie, and there probably will be more, but for right now, this is all I could really think of. Despite some of my issues, guys, SpongeBob on the Run is just another fun SpongeBob movie. Yes, to be fully honest, I do think it is the weakest out of them all. But like I said a bunch of times in this review, it is just another dumb, fun movie you can enjoy with the entire family. And I pretty much already kind of answered this, but I'll just answer it again. Do I recommend you guys go check out SpongeBob on the Run? Well, if you're a major SpongeBob fan who's been watching throughout every season, yes, absolutely. If you're that guy who kind of just enjoys the SpongeBob seasons through 1 to 3 or something, then I'd say yes, give it a watch if you have seen the first 2 movies, and I'd say give this one a try. Give it a watch and just try to see what you think of it. But yeah, it is just another fun SpongeBob movie. You get to see this fun adventure, SpongeBob and Patrick go this fun adventure to go find Gary, and just it is the weakest, but doesn't mean it's bad. It is fun, and like I said, you can enjoy it with your family and just have a good time. Alrighty guys, this is going to be the end of my review of SpongeBob on the Run. Thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to comment down below what you guys thought of this movie. Did you think it was bad, good, enjoyable, etc.? And overall, I will see you all in the next Fat Fred video. Bye-bye! Yeah, haha. Like that's ever gonna happen.